Hello everyone, how are you doing? I'm Layli and I want to teach you how to start working with AutoCAD software. As you know, AutoCAD software is one of the most useful and popular softwares in the whole world, and it's mostly used for engineering students. In these classes, I want to teach you how to use AutoCAD for architecture and civil engineering plans. So by the end of the videos, you will be able to actually draw your own plan, print it, plot it, or whatever you need. Let's start with some basic things in AutoCAD. First things you have to know is how the page looks and get a little bit more familiar with the whole concept of this software. So the first thing that you can see when you open up your AutoCAD, I have AutoCAD 2020, but it's mostly the same in all of them. So it doesn't matter if you have 2018, 19, or something else. When you open up this page, you're gonna see some templates. If it's your first time opening up AutoCAD, you're gonna see some templates. But since I've worked with this, I actually have my own projects here. And then, as you can see, I have a lot of bars here, which one of them is gray. So you cannot use this right now unless you open up a new tab. So for opening up new tabs and new projects, you can click on this plus or click on this option here, which is a new project. I prefer to use this one, so I click on it and a page is going to be opened up for me. As you can see, AutoCAD always name this drawing 1. You can change the name when you want to save this project. So this is the first page you're going to see when you open your first project. There are some similarities between AutoCAD and actually Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and so it is very easier to link some of these things together. For example, as you can see in the bar here, I have the option a new, so you can open up a new project, open file, which you can open old files, save and save as. This too is not very useful for personally it's not very useful for me. It's when you want to open up another project or another AutoCAD from a web page or a mobile phone. And here we have the option plot or print, which we are gonna I don't use this often because I prefer to actually control the setting and make sure everything is how I want it. So I'm gonna teach you how to bring this page later on, but I just wanted to introduce this few icons for you up here. Also, we have a bar here. You can search whatever question you have, and it's gonna take you straight to Autodesk web, and you can ask whatever you need to know. Again, this is something that you can also search in Google. It's not very hard to deal with, and that's the first bar we're gonna go through. As you can see, at every software we can see the icon of AutoCAD here, which when you click on it, we have the options new, open, save, save as, import, and export. As you can see, we can import different files and actually export in different files, which these are the things that you're going to use in other softwares or even as a PDF in your mobile phone. But again, I can teach you in printing the file, which is a very fun option for us. So this is some regular things that you can see in all of the softwares. It's nothing scary. As you can see, AutoCAD is a very simple software. So I'm gonna close this for right now. On this session, I'm gonna explain a couple of things for you in a couple of basic things on AutoCAD for you, and from next session we are going to actually start drawing plans. So I told you about this bar above here, but also as you can see, we have some options under this? Well, the most useful one for I can say architecture students is home, insert, and annotate, and maybe sometimes parameters. But personally, I don't use a lot of these because I've learned to type whatever I want and command it in this command bar. So this is just in case you lost something or you couldn't find something, or sometimes maybe if you wanted to change the layers. I personally put my AutoCAD in home, so always I have this bar in front of me. This is the most useful thing. Whatever you lose, you can find it here. If there's any command that you can't remember, you can find it actually here. So after that, I'm gonna go down here. We have a bar here, which is one of the most important bars, I think, in AutoCAD. As you can see, we have this option, grid. I always turn off this grid because I would prefer a clear screen, but if you like, you can keep it on. Some students use the snap mode, which is not very useful for me since I work with dimensions. But when you turn on this snap mode, you can only draw lines, circles, rectangles, or other shapes from the rectangles that is divided here. So if I want to click in the middle of this, I won't be able. It's gonna actually click on spot for me. It's not choosable for me. As you can see, it's on the grid. I don't use this a lot because, well, I want to work with dimensions. For example, I want a line which is 3.5 meters, and sometimes it's not gonna end up on the grid, so it's not very useful for me. The other option, which is actually very useful, is this one. When you turn this one on, you can only have straight lines. As you can see, even when I move my mouse further away from the end point of this, it still draws a straight line for me. And if I come down again, it's gonna draw a straight line for me. This is a very useful option since architects and civil engineers actually work with rectangles and straight lines, which is very helpful for us. So I will mostly I will keep this on, but this is actually optional, since if you keep this off and you want to draw a line, if you see in this move, it's actually moving wherever I want. But if you click on shift, it's again going to draw a straight line for you. So you have two options, either to keep this on or keep the shift key. So the next tool is not very useful for me. This one is talking about exactly, it's like this one, but it's more use angles that it's gonna turn the lines with. I choose 90, 180, and 270. See, if I click on a smaller one and then click on this, I'm gonna have lines with 5, as you can see the degrees changing, 35, 30, 20, 12, 15. It changed in a specific number, which it's not very useful for me, but you can use it based on what you want to draw. One of the most important things that we have in this bar, and I think is the most useful thing that I've ever seen on AutoCAD, is snap. When you click on snap, you have some options which you can tick it or take away the tick, but as you can see, I tick them all because it's very important for me. What it does is that it can specify different points for you. For example, I have a line here and I want to draw another line from the end of it. So as you can see, when I bring my mouse close to it, it's gonna put a rectangle for me, which shows me that this is the end of the line and you can draw a line with it. But if this is off and I want to draw a line, it shows me nothing, as you can see. And it's since AutoCAD is a very specific software, it's very hard to find the end point if you don't have the snap on. as you can see, they are not joining in, and for our plans this is not gonna work. So I tend to keep on snap, but again, it's what you choose. For example, some people don't like the other options, but I'm actually in love with them. So here we have the middle point. As you can see, if I have a line, I can find the middle by just going on it, and when I reach a triangle, this means that this is the middle of the line I wanted. Other things which I have is center, which is for circles and actually rectangles. So I have a circle and rectangle here, and as you can see, when I want to draw anything or do anything, when I come on this rectangle, there is gonna be a point for me here, which shows me where is the middle part, and it goes the same for the circle too. As you can see, it shows me where is the middle part, and I can easily find it. Other options are like making parallel lines, or maybe even this is one of the most important things for me, extensions. As you can see, for example, I want to draw a line which is the same, starts as the same part as this one, but I'm not gonna start it at the end point. So I'm gonna put my mouse on the end point and then drag it a little bit down here, and when I click on it, it starts exactly from the end of this one. And for example, I want it to end from this, so I'm gonna just choose this one, and as you can see, it draws a line for me, which shows me that these two are actually on the same part. So this is a very useful thing. I really recommend you to just actually turn this on, trying to draw some lines and figuring out everything yourself. It's at the same time exciting and fun. If you're drawing plans for architecture, please make sure that you have this on 1:1, because that's the scale we're gonna need. It's gonna be the actual size of the house. So when you type 2 meter, I want a 2 meter line here, it's actually gonna draw a 2 meter line for you, and it's the actual marks. You don't have to scale it down or up. Another thing I really like to use here is sometimes that I draw something and I want to just everything around it go away, so I have the plan itself and nothing around, is this option, clean screen. When you click on it, everything on the top goes away, and you can have your plan fully on the screen, and it helps you to have a better view of your plan. So that was, and click back to get everything you wanted back. That was this line and the above line. The other thing that is, which is very important for us, is this command bar. I'm gonna put it here for you for a second so you can see it in the actual page, but then I'm gonna take it down. Whatever you command AutoCAD, on this line you're gonna see it. For example, I want to draw a line, so I click on L and then space. As you can see in the on the command part, I can see the command line, and it tells me what to do. Specify first point. So I have to show him where do I want to start a line, and then it says specify next point. So for example, if I want to come till here, I'm gonna click again, and again it's gonna tell me how about the next one, and this goes on and on. And as you can see, it has some more options here, which the most popular one for line is close. So if you close it, it's actually gonna close this shape for you, which is not very important. I'm gonna show you later. Just know that everything you want is gonna be listed on this command list. For example, I'm gonna use a circle, and then a rectangle, and then a line. And as you can see, when I open the list here, it tells me I had line, rectangle, and circle, and it actually tells me the length of them and everything I need to know. This is a very useful thing when we go further in AutoCAD, but just know if you ever forgot what you were doing, you can just actually look at this and you will figure it out. So that's all I want to teach for today. I'm gonna put the other bars, for which is this part, for the next session, because it's a little bit too much to handle in one session, all I want you to do is from next session, please download and install AutoCAD on your laptops and just make my screen a little bit smaller, make your YouTube screen a little bit smaller, and do everything that I'm doing at the same time. This is going to help you a lot, and you're going to learn AutoCAD in no time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and like, and I will see you in the next video.